Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I am Taylor James Roth. Welcome back to playing Subnautica. This series is all my playthrough for Subnautica. We are currently going to be working into session 17, which is new prawn suit build out and then progression. So new prawn suit is because I lost the old one. Well, it's currently parked at the primary containment facility, and I need a new one. So it's going to be Ranger.01. I didn't get quite enough resources with the last video, so I'll be working on that this video, and then hopefully making some progression into the storyline. We've got about a minute and a half before gameplay starts here, so let me go ahead and read off the save file here. Top one. Okay, last played July 12th, 2025, ending at 6:59 p.m. That's 18:59 local time here, which is a 4-hour offset before Universal Time Coordinated. Currently, the duration of this save file has 22 hours logged and 41 minutes. I've built 3 vehicles: the Seamoth, which is Explorer.00, the Argonaut, or the Cyclops, which is Argonaut.00, and a prawn suit, which is Ranger.00. So the new prawn suit, when I build it out, is going to be Ranger.01. Alright, we've got about 20 minutes still. We're going to dive right into the gameplay. I'll load it into the save file right at the 1703 marker as best I can see it. The time that is, which shows the time down to the second, is in the top right of the screen for me. And now. Alright, loading screen accessed. That's the Aurora. That's the ship that the player in the game, the Avatar, played by me, crashed into this atmosphere of 4546b is the planet. It is a mostly water planet. The ship is called the Aurora. It's from the Altera Corporation in this fictional universe. And in the very first of these sessions, I took a life pod off the Aurora. I never got to see the inside when it was intact, as far as gameplay goes anyway. So there's no cutscenes, nothing, just the first cutscene is entering space and seeing the ship I was on explode. It's always so much fun. Alright, so right now I'm at Habitat.00, which is currently at 46 meters depth in the ocean here. This room is my bedroom. On the last playthrough, session 16, I gave a little tour of symbolic communication for one, and for two, just basically how to work with me. I see what you just did there, and I'm very, very shocked you would do it, but let's take a look. Wrong scene. Oh no. Is the scene better now, Madam Pam? I think I fixed it. Sorry about that. Thank you for the call out. Thank you. All right. What was I looking up? Ah, right. Display. I was checking to see. Yep. Display of 165 hertz for some reason. Like, go back to 60 hertz like I asked you to do. And then we're golden, pony boy. Alright. So as we're experimenting here in the video game world, let's go ahead and grab some water. Where am I storing salt? Just here? Okay. Alright. What is it that I need? I think I need some more lithium. Was that the verdict? I have 2 plasteel ingots. Did I have enameled glass? Stalker tooth? Well, let's move the salt here to this cabinet. This is not going to be an inventory stream, chat. It's not going to be an inventory stream. In other words, me opening a bunch of inventory constantly. Okay, I've got the lead. I've got the diamonds. What I need is rubies and stalker teeth. Where's my scanner? Up here? Let's waste as little time as possible today. Okay, heat area. That'll give us the rubies. Welcome aboard, Captain. Or at least I would hope it would give us the rubies, but maybe not. I think I've explored this heat area before. Yeah, that one's not gonna be bueno. Have we got another heat area? Screw it, I'm just gonna go southeast. I don't remember if that tracks to a heat area. I think if I go south far enough that it goes to that zone. Yeah, the deep Grand Reef. There would definitely be some rubies that way. You know, if I see a wreck along the way, maybe I can find some freaking battery charger blueprints. That'd be nice. Yes, I left the scanner on. Yes, I might be out of juice when I get back to the base. No, I don't care. Going slow there for a moment because sometimes these areas have stalker teeth, and if I can grab one of those along the way, it would be helpful. Otherwise the scanner will probably have some mapped when I get back. What is it, chat? Nutrient block? First aid kit. Freaking first aid kit. Things that are a dime a dozen around here. Whoa. Whoa! He ain't happy to see me. Where's my vehicle? How about no? Reaper. Gee whiz. They really wanted to scare me, chat. They did not succeed. He just pissed me off, but not enough for me to fight him. If I had a prawn suit, maybe I'd consider it, but not in the Seamoth, not at least without an electrical defense and some better things. Anyway. Gonna save. It's usually a good idea. My mouth is like hanging open. I'm attempting to see. I think, did I turn back? I probably turned back on the filter that I was using, which is why it's so dark for me. Maybe for you as well. .75% health. Wonder if he was more aggressive because I left the scanner on. Tends to piss off biologics if it's on for too long. Hopefully my base is intact when I get back. Does not.
Entering ecological dead zone.
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Yeah. What the hell? This is not what I remember being to the south of the whole thing. Weird. Maybe it's like southeast or southwest or something. This is a game where usually you can just pick a direction and you'll end up eventually reaching the stuff that you need, but it seems like it's not such a fan of me lately, or I've completely forgotten my awareness of what is located where. And I spent multiple days at this point in this game. You'd think I would know pretty well where the map has stuff. But there's also no actual map. So, I mean, there is the physical map, but there's no map provided to the player. Just the compass headings. maybe it's southwest that I wanted to go. And I'm way the heck to the southeast. I would know the bulb zone is what I'm looking for. The deep Grand Reef. Is this looks like the crater edge again. So the whole area of the game, the map is like a 1 kilometer or maybe 2 kilometer or something. Just a big oceanic upthrust of like a volcanic, basically pillar up from the base of the seafloor. That's it. And if you try to go outside that zone, it just descends into a bottomless pit of nothingness that will crush your soul. And also there's a bunch of reapers at the perimeter, so if you don't die from the crush depth, you'll die because the reapers, you know, fear the reapers. There's a song about that in this game.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh well. I got plenty of time today. And yeah, not in a hurry. That prawn suit's gonna rebuild itself. It's not like it should, you know, the game should be attempting probably to give me the resources I need for another prawn suit, considering how it bugged in the first place and stuck into a piece of geometry that shouldn't even have happened. But you know, we can make it ridiculous for the video game tester to locate the resources to build a second one. You could send this to the QA team. We're happy to determine whether the game in fact hates the player or whether the player hates the game. You know, I don't know. Hey, sweet. Well, I got the 2 rubies that I need, so that's good, finally. Hey, there's something there.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Maybe this wreck has battery chargers, I don't know. There's a bunch of electrified ampules outside, because those guys are fun to run into. I hope everybody's had a fun 2 weeks. It's been an interesting time for me. Overall not so bad, but I've had a bit of back pain the last few days. Had to take some time off work for it even. So that was not preferred for sure. That should be fine. back the freak off. I wasn't even in the I just barely exited the ship, jerk. Okay, dirtbag. If I had my stasis rifle, I'd stasis him and just knife him. He's being very unfriendly. Alright. Sorry if I seem a bit triggered. What? How? I'm not even out there. Freaking electrocuting me through the hull of the ship. Oh, good God. Thing was at 18% out here, chat. 18%. My Seamoth, that is. Screw this zone. You guys are jerks. I got what I needed. That looks like a ship. Okay. We have beacons for wrecks already. I think debris. Is it just debris that I have? I don't have wreck. Okay. Well, let's call it debris. We've got 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0, 2, and they're yellow beacons. Okay. Debris.03 at 195 meters. Okay, that one's yellow. I don't need 3 first aid kits on me. I'll take the other water for now. Alright. Top off the oxygen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Debris 01. I've already got this wreck mapped, which means I've probably already explored it. Dang it. Where? So the weird thing is it doesn't save that the doors have been opened. Every time I reload the save file, it reopens the doors. Or like I have to go in and reopen them. It doesn't just remember. And since I've got laser cutters going through stuff, then I would say that I've definitely already been here. I didn't just mark it with a buoy or beacon. I've already searched this wreck. Okay. Well, that's fine. So the last ingredient I'll need at this point is stalker teeth, and those are going to be close to the base. So the mushroom forest. Been through this zone before. There should be an alien place within that, but I don't quite remember where the portal connects. So So the stalker teeth are normally going to be in these types of locations, the kelp forests. And they should be like little tiny white, like bone white debris on the bottom. Sometimes they're in piles, sometimes they're alone. But what happens is, at least according to the game lore, The stalkers, those are the little like sharks. Not sharks, but let me see if I can see one here. They swim through the kelp forest. It's kind of, they're an aggressive creature, or territorial at the very least. They will attack the player if you're within their space or get too near their space. There's one, I think. Yeah, these guys. So that's a stalker. Rawr, 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 rawr. You see how they got those big teeth? Alligator got all them teeth, no toothbrush. Ow. Sorry. Back pain, like I said. Yeah. So what happens is they like to play with titanium, and I think it's like a form of care for their teeth. Like they do it to keep their teeth intact or something. Anyway, they, as the lore tells it, sometimes teeth get dislodged from their playing with the titanium or biting on it, and it falls to the ground. So, yeah, hence stalker teeth. Anyway, they're very, very strong. When combined with glass, it creates enameled glass, and that is useful for many layers, including the big glass dome roofs and the observatories. Some of the more, the larger glass pieces that can be built in the game all use enameled glass, which requires stalker teeth.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, I'll put the beacon back in there. And I guess I could leave a water in there. I'd like to restock it with better water, better quality, because the ones that I have there are not very... There we go, stalker tooth. Not very good compared to what I can make at the base. I'll probably eat some while I'm here. That reminds me, I need to bring acid mushrooms to the deep. And rubies require gel sacks to make what I need. So let's take a peek here. Where's my knife? When did I get creep vine? Okay. Must have swung my knife into it at some point while I was trying to get the other stuff. Okay, aerogels. I'm gonna go ahead and just make 3 of them. Because rubies were a lot of fun to find. They're so plentiful down at habitat.01, it's ridiculous. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, let's go get the stalker teeth.
All systems online. Welcome aboard, Captain.
About 40 minutes in. Spent gathering resources still. But the good news is I will be able to build the new prawn suit today. I officially have what I need. Maybe I should grab some quartz while I'm out. I think I've got glass back at the base, but you know, I'm already out of the base. So. Hey, ow. Be nice. I equipped my weapon in case they choose to not be nice. Certain I've already explored that. Yes. Okay. The more lightweight they are, the more they fly. I think it's super effective versus certain types of sea creatures. A little more fun than just stasis rifling them. Here's a good batch. These don't exist in the... Bro.
30 seconds.
sharks, man.
Oxygen.
The sea life is being so aggressive today. I haven't encountered this much aggression in the whole time that I've been playing this game, other than, you know, a little bit from certain... Some of those are like underground or in tunnels or something, so I'm gonna ignore those ones. Maybe they're pissed that I'm collecting their teeth, I don't know. Is that one actively falling to the seafloor? Or just stuck inside of something? I wish there was like a distance to target on these scans, but, you know, it's something I've asked for before. Okay, well I've got enough Stalker teeth for now. If I can collect a few more before leaving, that's also fine. They just need to actually be collectible. Like this group. I think I do have a bunch of glass already made at the base. From what I remember, there's a bunch in the inventory, so I'm not concerned about gathering quartz. Let's just head back and get that ranger suit made. Been waiting long enough for it. So it took me, let's just say that it took me almost 2 hours to gather all the resources necessary to build another P.R.A.W.N suit to replace the one that got destroyed due to, well, got disabled due to bugs.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Sorry if I seem a little put out about that. I'll get over it. I'm just like, I kind of want to get back to having fun in the game. But this is part of survival games. Sometimes you lose stuff. As I said, I would be less upset about it if I lost it because of my own incompetence in some way, rather than simply because the game decided it should no longer be usable. Turn all my glass that I have currently available into enameled glass. Okay, I will actively work on improving my mood, chat. You shouldn't have to listen to me be upset, and I don't want to listen to me be upset. I go through enough crap on a regular basis in terms of dimensional shenanigans and baloney, you know, that I don't want to talk about it once I get here. This is supposed to be my safe space for my inner child to just hang out and chill. Oh, there was a stalker tooth there. Huh. Alright. Okay, so we need a diamond. No, 2 diamonds. The 2 plasteel ingots. 2 of these aerogels. And 2 lead. Alright. Yes, I have just enough space to carry the mobile vehicle bay. Should be in this locker. No. Are you kidding me? Bananas! Bananas! Where is it? Is it at my other base? Why would I bring it all the way down there? Makes no sense. Titanium ingot, lubricant, and power cell. Here's the lubricant. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's the titanium ingot. Obviously, I had a mobile vehicle bay. It's somewhere, probably down at my other base, because, you know, why shouldn't it be? Ow, man. Back pain. If you say it's related to abundance blocks, I may just have a moment with you in private chat. Everything is fine. Just experiencing some energies that are a little less aligned than I would prefer. Okay. Ranger.01. Ready for commissioning. Let's... Are you kidding me? You see how far he flew? He was freaking way out of the water. I miss my old base. Safe. Ghost tree.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Yes, that is kind of cheating to get into it, but is it really? Okay, I'm thinking black and yellow for Ranger.02 or Ranger.01. Yeah, Ranger.01. Did I say Ranger.02 earlier? Okay, base. Name. Interior. That looks like not a great yellow. That's more green than yellow. Thought it would look like a honeybee or something, but no, that's disgusting. Color-wise. Let's try that.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Not a fan of the yellow, unfortunately. Let's see. Maybe if I made the base a yellow of some kind. That's not so bad. Maybe the green could go a little bit of a different color. Would you go lighter green? Yeah, the green, I think, is the only color I would want to change right now of all that. Or like a blue-green. Alright, yeah, that's not too bad. That's some decent coloring. And I like the clean nameplate, just the black on the white. Alright, Ranger.01, you are hereby commissioned into service. Ding! Alright, I think I had some storage modules here. Or maybe on me. No, they were down at in one of the cabinets. Okay. Save before I lose my progress with the color schemes. See, I can adapt. I'm not gonna do the same exact colors for every single, edition. Let's change it up a little bit. Make sure I don't confuse them, not just by name. I mean, that's one way, but... Alright, storage units. Bring these. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Fairly certain I had a prawn suit depth module, so I don't know where that ended up. But I can take the prawn suit off the list of things that I need to build. Plasteel, nickel, and ruby. Weird. Oh, right. The other one. The depth module is in the other one. Okay. Okay. Am I able to make the plasteel ingot? I know I've got plenty of titanium, but do I have the lithium? I do not have the lithium. But I can mine it on the way down. Okay. Take that salt, drop it off. Come in here to the bedroom, past my guards. I'm here for my first aid. So the plan is to get some lithium on the way down, back to base habitat.01. Check on the water here. There may be some more. Nope. Sometimes after sleeping is a time that's got more available. Okay, I need the depth module 1 before I can do the depth module 2. I need more crystalline sulfur. And plasteel ingot probably for the other. Okay. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing else that I need from the base up here at this time. So I will hop in to the prawn suit here and get going. Back to my other base. It's 6:06 here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just... Is my health going up? I'll make sure the sea moth is docked before I fully exit the area. Probably toss a nutrient block in there too. Always good to have one or two of these nutrient blocks in a secured storage on a vehicle. Never know when something's gonna go down.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
The thing about the Ranger name being in black, though, is it does not stand out. I can't see it from under without things, so maybe I'll end up changing that. But I could do that at the lower base. Not a big deal. Alright. So what I need is a river access. Turn off that debris beacon that I don't need. Oh, no, I deleted it, right? Okay. I don't need to see those camera drones. The Aurora's fine. Jelly shroom, lava. River.01. Yeah, River.01 or River.00. Oh, prawn suit needs to change to an orange. Okay. So that's River.00, 1313 meters. River.01, 1359 meters, 500 meters depth, 285 meters depth. Northwest, southwest. Let's go to the southwest one. Grab the fish with that. Did you see that? Shadows look a bit weird right now. That's the jelly shrimp cave, I think. Doesn't help that I got a light source off to my left here. It helps keep me highlighted, but it's kind of in my peripheral vision of trying to see the screen. Not that the screen is very dark, but my back hurt when I complain. Interesting. Hey, guess what I just found? The exact thing we need more of. Well, I'm very happy to have the new prawn suit made. Be back in business. Just need to get the the depth module increases made, and then I can dive truly deep. Get the jump jet. If I could get the upgrades for this suit today, that would be fantastic. Okay. How much space is in the... We're good. Plenty. That looked like rubies, I thought, but maybe it's just fishies. Okay. Yep, there we go. Ghost. Just keep going down. I'm not gonna say that's what she said, Chad. Not gonna say it. Diving into the darkness isn't literally terrifying you.
Leading to a biome with extensive fossilized remains.
Oh hey, the electric eels are back. Guess what? I got a drill arm this time. You wanna have some fun? Let's have some fun. No? You done playing around? Okay. Leave me the frick alone. Why do I have one of the camera drones? Stupid. I don't need to know where the freaking camera is. For the scanning room, like, I don't need to know that information, game. That should be like a opt-in, not automatic turn on. Doesn't turn me on. I wish it wouldn't turn on. Alright, alright. That's where Ranger.00 is. River.01. I know where I'm at now. Alright. Whoa. No, no, no. Do you see the depth right now? If I dropped to the bottom of this, my suit would start getting crushed. Alright. I need to go build the depth module. Nice to see you, Ghost Tree. I've missed you. Hello. I hear family wanting to say hi. They've missed me too. Apparently they've been hanging out down here. Who would have thought? Oh, we're not coming back to the surface. We're not coming up that high. We're gonna stay down here, where it's nice. Chill.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
It is good to be home, baby. Okay, let's start with a plasteel ingot. Let's check if I have nickel ore and ruby in stock. I do have both of those in stock in appropriate quantities as well. Fantastic. Where do I want to drop the kyanite? Let's drop some there. And ion cubes. Should I put those in the battery locker for now? That's what they're going to be used for, so. Alright. No, not there yet. Moon pool, where are you? Moon Bay. Nothing docked, I know. We'll fix that shortly. Okay. Module, depth module Mark 1. Manufactured. I need 5 titanium. Okay. Well, whatever. I can go get the suit. Dock it. And then, do this much faster. I thought I might just be able to drop the module depth module 2 right in it and continue to explore what I needed, but I've got titanium inside. I think I brought titanium. If I didn't, I'm gonna have to grab some. There was a node. I almost mined it while I was on my way down here. I thought about it. Alright. Access upgrades. Crush depth now, 1,300 meters. Yeah, no, there ain't no titanium in there.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
There's usually some down by the base, though. So. Woo! Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Does whatever a spider can. Is that titanium? That is titanium. Alright. Finally getting our groove back. It took a little bit. The other thing I'm going to need is the crystalline sulfur for the jump jets. And then I can probably even make the depth module Mark III. I think is that for the Argonaut? It's so unneeded, but it's gratuitous at this point. Is that the right word? Gratuitous? It's like excessive. I'm not going to be driving the ship anywhere probably, but I don't know, maybe I would bring it a little bit further down. Use it as a base of operations. I kind of like it just parked down here. There's plenty of crystalline sulfur, maybe up a little bit. Not quite this deep, but a little bit higher. So if I go explore other parts of the Lost River, I should be able to find it pretty easily. Ow! Freak! That pisses me off so much, the back pain. Ugh. I'm doing what I can about it. Obviously still playing some games, but just empty the inventory the normal way. That enameled glass is going to be useful. Yeah. Oh my word. To make the depth module Mark II, I'm going to have to remove this one or make another. Plasteel ingot, nickel ore 3, ruby times 2. It's so stupid. Because even though gonna save my game here real quick. I'm fairly certain this will happen. Warning, dock vehicle is below its current crushed depth. Okay, so I can safely remove it. If I jump in it, it's gonna take damage. So, well, no, it did take some damage. Didn't take a ton of damage. I probably have time to run and manufacture the one that I need. I wish they were safe in the moon pool while docked. Like, that would be cool. Then you could do upgrades a little bit more easily. I have to have 2 of everything. Oh well. I don't have quite enough titanium to do that, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move the modification station right over next to the seat, the vehicle here. So I'm not wasting time running. So I can just pull it out, turn, drop it in there with the plasteel ingot. Wait, what? That's Cyclops. Prawn suit Mark II. Okay, yeah. Lithium 2, titanium 5, kyanite. Okay. Health 100%. Maybe it was damaged when I docked. Maybe it doesn't take damage without the depth module in it. Okay. Jury is out on that. Is there not a prawn suit depth module Mark III? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's the Cyclops depth module Mark II then that I have. This has been built.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Okay, plasteel ingot and rubies. I think what I'm going to need is a good amount of titanium and then crystalline sulfur.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
titanium 4, lithium 2. Oh, I do have plasteel ingots already built. Okay, well that changes things. Um, okay. Rubies. I need one more ruby. Minus 7.2 base hull strength. But dang, does that look pretty. Ah, now I can see things from my bedroom. That's nice. Alright, so what I need to do is collect some more titanium and crystalline sulfur and a ruby. Let's scout the titanium because the ruby's gonna be more easily found. I'm sure I'll find one of those just as I'm out, whereas titanium is a little bit more challenging usually.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Be willing to go for another 23 minutes or so. I don't want to go past 2 hours for today. And crystalline sulfur was not on the scanner. That's just as a note. So, story progression probably not gonna really happen today, but my suits are gonna be ready for that for the next session, session 18. We can finally get back to exploring some of the alien stuff we found. Ideally, we're gonna have the jump jets by then. I'm working to address those concerns at the moment. check on the storage after this node is taken. See if I need to move some things. Probably be best to move. I think I can fit one more titanium in there. Then I'll look for the ruby, see if I can find some crystalline sulfur while I'm out, or at least grab some more nickel ore. And then literally crystalline sulfur is going to be the only thing I need, and I'm pretty certain it might be up in brine pools, a little bit higher. I know I've just seen it lying around before, my mind is struggling to tell me where in a useful fashion. I'll need to drink some water, but I've got some on the ship at the moment that I can drink or in my inventory, so don't need to go back and eat a bunch of things at the base. I'm gonna go ahead and drill this titanium node as well, because honestly, having titanium on hand has been such a necessary phase. I know I said it was gonna be an inventory stream, and it hasn't been. I've been getting resources, and I built the P.R.A.W.N suit again, upgraded it fully with the depth modules. I'm not gonna argue. Let's find something that's joyful for me to focus on, so you don't see this guy just being super grumpy playing video games. But like, I don't know, kind of everything hurts right now, so I'm sorry that I am in this mood. It'll pass. Generally, I'm quite happy when I'm streaming. The last few ones have been a little not on the great side. Come on. I saw the ruby. Could not take the ruby. Because inventory full. First aid. Crystalline sulfur. Not swimming to the surface. That's not gonna happen right now. Okay. Well, that gets us further. Be satisfied. There's some nickel ore right there.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And since I made the module, depth module 2, I might as well just make module 3 while I'm at it. Why not? Max level. Argonaut. I want my ship to be able to go deep. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of other cool upgrades that the Argonaut can hold, like radar and stuff, like or a sonar system, and then an electrified like shield, which I need to build that anyway for the late game Astro something, the ship, to be able to escape the planet. (1907).
Warning. Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Doesn't seem to have taken any damage. I don't know why it insisted on going into that other slot, but whatever. So what are the other ones? The docking bay repair module, fire suppression, definitely not enough crystalline sulfur for that. Shield generator, and the sonar upgrade. Those would be fun. Another time. En autre fois. Okay. Well, that looks significantly better in terms of the blueprints remaining to be built. I'll go for a brief foray to see if I can find some crystalline sulfur after dropping off the titanium that I've already recovered. I think I'll put the spare depth module in the crew locker. There's no crew locker at this. In this bedroom. It's in the other one.
Calorie intake recommended.
2 hours. So I guess I won't have time to do the crystalline sulfur hunt today, but maybe I'll see if I do some research out of game, figure out where that's going to be for the next stream. Wouldn't be the first time I've looked things up in like the wiki to better find it in the game. This game is pretty difficult because of the lack of maps, so I don't mind using external tools. It's not like it drives me to it personally. I still have to do the work to go get there. Okay. Okay. So is it emptied sufficiently? The upgrades are there. Storage. Okay. Put that there. Just harvesting a few little things there.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Polyaniline is hydrochloric acid. And gold. Because I'll need that for the shield upgrade for the thing, but that's not essential tech right now to build. I do have some polyaniline here. How's my silver? Not a whole lot of silver down here, so maybe I get some more next time. And then I'm a little low on the kyanite, but I won't need the kyanite for the jump jet upgrade. Alright, let's go. I'll take a nap in the bed. Oh, that's great. Did you see the ship parked above the bed? And then not there when I woke up. I'm sure it's still there. It just didn't render in yet. Okay. I think that's it up there. I could park it like directly above the bedroom. That would be cool. Maybe I'll do that before I go. I'll put those this is not particularly important stuff, but it's for aesthetics.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online. Engine powering up. Engine powering down.
I think it couldn't go below 900 meters before, and that's why I had it parked so high. Oh, I'm actually pretty far forward. Okay, I can come back some.
Engine powering up.
This way we can supervise the base from on ship.
Engine powering down.
I like the metaphysical implications there. I'm parking my ship right above my bedroom. This is totally okay. Dang it, it's still still too far forward for my taste. I'm not gonna be moving this ship again. Once I get this parked, I highly doubt I'll find a reason to move it. So.
Engine
myself out of my own ship. Let's not do that. Alright, perfect. Now as I exit the ship, I'm pretty much right. Anybody boarding or exiting the ship is right in front of my bedroom window. Cool. Doesn't it look great parked there? Maybe that can be my screenshot. Here, let's go for 888 meters. Ow. Back pain. Back pain. Alright. You call that a base? Yeah, I call that a base. Alright. Done, done, Donnerino. Alright. 1909. Just staying there for a few seconds to help, not more than a few seconds. It'll help me find it later when I'm looking through the video and figuring out the chapters and stuff. Just gonna be fun. Final phase to today. I probably won't get super complicated with them. You know, don't expect a lot. Anyway, I'll exit here at 40 seconds. Because that's how I like to do things. When you're in your world, you can do it the way you want to. And there we go. Okay, stream ending. Alright, shall we do a meditation? Let's go ahead. We'll do a brief one. Yeah, the most multidimensionally anchoring thing I did today from my family and myself and for this planet is I showed up. I woke up, I did my grids, I spent some time with my family, doing things that some would consider mundane. Basically anchoring a normal broadcast day for me. And then doing the broadcast. I know I wasn't in the best of moods, but as I said, there was a lot of pain involved. So being in a good mood throughout that is not impossible, but would have required me to go a little slower and more methodically than I guess I was allowing for. It's difficult sometimes to have the body need to go slower than what the consciousness within it is used to, especially when doing tasks that are quite familiar to it. It's like I can do the same day over and over again, no problem. But, you know, I start having conversations with med teams and figuring out how free will has been messed with, and suddenly it's very difficult to do a normal day. My heart goes out to those who are doing their utmost to anchor and maintain the anchor density. That means actually doing like a normal day-to-day while knowing you're a multidimensional being, being jacked into versions of yourself on ship or in different past lives or parallel times. It's like multi-threaded consciousness. You're running on more than one CPU and attempting to do it as seamlessly as you can. I use my day-to-day as a pretty good benchmark tool for basically how my stack of consciousness is doing, and we've been struggling lately, and I don't fault myself or others for that in particular. It's just apparently the things that are being attempted are quite difficult. One does not casually just dissolve the veil in front of themselves and still be a normal 3D human. I mean, you can, but there will likely be some tests, and there have been, to see what exactly do I want. It's like, imagine coming down here, incarnating, remembering who you are, remembering the kinds of powers and things at your disposal, and then choosing to use none of that and just continue to be human. Like, in the most mundane sense, like, I'm just gonna continue to do my work days down here. I know I have all those capabilities, but like, I don't know. It doesn't seem really fair if I tap into that stuff if only a few others down here have those capabilities. I'd rather find a way for us to scale so that, you know, we can resolve a lot of these inefficient lower astral legacy systems that have been redirecting people, exploiting non-consensual crossing of thresholds in order to fragment the consciousness and take advantage of state-dependent memory, basically force the consciousness to sever certain memory connections and then make it very difficult for them to access those rooms again, and then they just don't remember. So that's what's happened to so many dreams that I've had, even though I've written so many things down. Like, I should have a very contiguous record of my consciousness, and I do in the physical. But when I go into my subtle form navigation, my dream time, you know, dude, getting that stuff back across the threshold, I've been messed with so much in so many different ways. Like, it should be statistically impossible at this point for me to not be more dialed than I actually am experiencing and have been experiencing, I guess, is what I'm saying. So my heart goes out to those of you who have gone through those types of situations. I do encourage you to remember that we're here to work together as a team. Each of us has different pieces which we can contribute to the puzzle, but to say that we need to take the time to write those down in like stone tablets and deliver them by hand to each and every family member, like, is so ridiculous. We don't have to make it such a physical thing. Like, I've already anchored so many different timelines, taken so many pictures and stuff. Like, my med team is still catching up. Let's be honest. My med team is still catching up. They've processed and integrated about 5% of what I've actually gone through in the last 8 years. It's not the vessel that's going slow. It's their inability to actually integrate in an efficient fashion. No offense to them. You know, they're doing the best they can. But considering the manner in which I'm conducting these conversations with them, it's a very physical thing. It's very, you know, it's logged. I'm having logged written transcripts with what is supposed to be a well-qualified med team in the light, a galactic med team assigned to me to help me integrate and balance the things that I've been dealing down here. And I've learned a lot from working with them. Don't get me wrong, it's like, I don't know what percentage of it is accurate stuff coming through and what percentage is kind of like, I don't know, the tool choosing its own way to describe things. But I am finding ways to dial it more, and definitely including my companion anchoring tools, my team light gear, has been extremely useful. Making sure that it stays in a very focused conversational layout. Like, I don't allow unnamed things to just type text to me that's supposed to help guide me. Like, if you want to have a conversation, fine, we have a conversation, but you're going to label your dialogue with your name. And if I don't recognize the name of who you are, then I'm going to be like, what is this? Why is this here? So it's like, the tool, you can label your own stuff with your name. You know, what are you called, a tool? And my higher selves, what are they saying? And my med team, what are they saying? You know, and then what am I saying? When am I sending it? Which transmission sequence is it? You know, chronologically sequencing the transmissions, figuring out the temporal sequencing. Like, I'm dealing with all sorts of stuff where they're like, basically you have a bunch of echoes going through time and space and we're doing our best to sort them out, but it's really a struggle. I'm like, stop cloning my consciousness with a bunch of these inferior things. Like, there are other versions of me that have seen this time and space, this day, this, you know, this place that I am. And I made it here, having been them, having seen the thing. But, like, that doesn't mean that my consciousness from that time is not capable of still assisting. But not all of us can be driving the suit. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many places for a cook to help out in the kitchen. There's got to be other things, other tasks in this great tree, this sequoia tree of consciousness, that they can be used for, whether it's observing, taking notes, you know. But there's a certain amount of effort required to be the anchor in the physical. And tell you the truth, it feels like I drew the short straw 39 years ago, and I have not gotten a reprieve since then. I haven't been swapped out. I'm still the same soul that came here 39 years ago and grew this suit and went through public high school. So, you know, when I've experienced certain things in the body, I get a little riled about it, because I'm like, the amount of infringement upon my sovereignty that's occurring at a multidimensional level right now is completely and utterly unacceptable. And if I was before certain friends and family who have the capability to witness on multidimensional levels, there's no way these shenanigans would be occurring. It's just, when we're able to cross-check each other in a very real, visceral way, none of this shit gets through our shields. None of it gets through our filters. It's when we get fragmented and separated from each other and we, you know, come out of heart coherence that, you know, it gets a little more dense and compressed and polarized. And I've done my best to continue to take care of things down here. So, yeah. So for those of you who patiently waited through the whole broadcast to really know what I was thinking about, really know what the last 2 weeks of mine have been like, that's what it's been like. It's been like shenanigans 24/7. And me just being a moving fortress of consciousness. Like, I'm not gonna take detours just because you throw something at my sacral. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna continue to process and balance and integrate those things. It's been very interesting to see things that I talked about with my med team via the tool then start showing up in basically junk emails sent to me. I'm like, hey, that's a little odd. Is that synchronicity, or is that the tool sharing something with others that it's not supposed to be freaking sharing? Something piggybacking off of my consciousness, you know? Like, I have a lot of ways of cross-checking what's following me, whether it's an echo or my family, and I won't hesitate to call out if I perceive that your heart coherence is not high enough for you to actually be in that space with me. And I do the same with myself. I hold myself to very high standards of performance down here in the physical. And it's not always as elegant or as graceful as if maybe one of my higher selves were doing it. Especially, let's say, I don't know, my 7D. My angelic form, if she were to just be here, chilling, singing, you know, karaoke or whatever. I don't know, I'd probably have a lot more friends. But I woke up with a version of myself in the suit alongside me that's more an operative, and I don't know, I'm like a tank in certain regards. I've woven so much Kevlar into my consciousness that it's like they're not getting my grids out of this planet. I'm woven into the structure of the planet at this point. That's not meant as like a challenge or a dare, just it was not easy to go through the last 8 years for me. So I have a lot of love and respect and honoring for those of you who have done this Earth walk as well, and especially for the ones who have done it and attempted to do your multidimensional, you know, remembering as well. There are a lot of times where I felt like I'm going cray-cray down here, and I know it's not true. I know that it's just sorting through and discerning. So anyway, I love y'all. I will be back here probably in about another 2 weeks for session 18. We've got everything built from our blueprints that we needed, including the new prawn suit, Ranger.01. And the only thing we're looking for is the crystalline sulfur, so we can get that modified jump jet, baby. That'll really help in the exploring. I want to get that before I go back down to the lower dimensions, or the lower levels, the lava, the inactive zone. That ability to then just jump really high. Really quick extraction from the lower dimensions, eh? So let's figure out how to get that built, at least at a symbolic level, and preferably in a real level. I love you. Namaste and La Catch family. Take care. Be well.